Hello and welcome back to 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel,
Hey,
and Katrina Swathwood.
Hello.
I complained last episode about I can't hear anything in these headphones.
No, I know. They're not working right now.
Then why do I have them on?
I don't know.
for
fun. Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I can't hear anything out of the headphones. If you're listening to this right now, we're doing one more week for our charity donations and then we're calling it. I figured I'd give everybody a month basically because 7 hours and it's not a lot of, everybody doesn't commute and have time to listen. So I figured a month. So we're going to do this last week and then we'll start announcing the winners and all that jazz. So I just wanted to start off with that because it's not like we've missed a week, but we haven't recorded in a week. So we're a little off. So I just wanted to let everybody know that that's a thing. I'm drinking tea.
Is that a needed information?
Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit tonight. I've been wanting to play Spider-Man all week, and I was all excited because this is the first day I've had like enough energy after work and soccer practice and reading and dinner and making sure the kids get clean to play Spider-Man. And like I remembered at like 6:30 that we were doing this tonight. I'm like, fuck. So now I'm just bitter towards the podcast because I wanted to play Spider-Man.
You should have let me pick the day.
No, it would have been any day. It's just how it's been this week.
You don't want to play it anyway. I hear bad things about the game.
From who?
People who don't have it?
Yeah, it's funny.
The puddle thing?
No, yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah.
And it seems like a weird, like that sounds like a even a worse Corey complaint than
It is.
I don't get. I did see some photos, like people. I assume they were more criticizing that, like, just in whole in that like room, the graphics went down a notch because the puddle had a like reflection of the windows outside.
I think people need to realize that when they're seeing a trailer, it's on the Optimum TV, it's on the Optimum
settings,
PS4,
it's on running on ultra high.
Yeah, it's not always going to be like. I don't get offended by that.
I don't think that trailer was a night and day like some Ubisoft games. Like the gameplay now looks not identical, but I'm sure if you played it and watched that E3 trailer from a year and a half ago,
it's pretty fucking smooth. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty identical.
So what'd you hear bad about it, or were you just fucking around?
No, it's funny. People find a way to make an issue out of everything. There's some website.
That's just life.
Is it the boat people?
No, some website, Deadspin. I just got wind. I don't think it blew up completely on the internet. But somebody, I wouldn't call it a review because he admits in the first line, a couple hours into the game, but he complains that the article is they turned Spider-Man to a damn cop and it sucks. And it goes on to complain how Spider-Man is forced to work with the NYPD, the same organization that constantly harasses and, I don't know how he gets into it, but does a lot of bad stuff.
That's a real nitpick.
And that
obviously they're on the same side.
You're forced to help them, and it seems like all your quests are centered around helping the NYPD. And from this, like,
do they believe Spider-Man is real and that this is indicative of real life?
Well, it's like promoting an organization that they don't feel is.
That's what I'm saying. We're in a make-believe world. They can't separate that.
Well, they're in New York in Spider-Man game, but I know what you're saying. It's not like a make-believe police force he's helping. It's make-believe. So if you had Spider-Man helping the KKK, would you justify that too?
Well, it's more like this takes place in a semi-realistic world, whereas like Metropolis and Gotham aren't real places. New York is a real place.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's identical to New York. There's things in it that are different.
I assume it was probably like 5 buildings that are... I don't think... You think
they couldn't even get the bull for that game.
Yeah. They couldn't get the Wall Street Bull.
Oh, really?
So they put Lockjaw, the big dog, in.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Actually, it'd be cool if you lived in New York to see how different...
I've seen places that I've been.
And it seems like identical?
Yeah. I walked by, I can't remember the name of the church, but I was on the church. And so I went down to the ground and I walked by it.
That's kind of cool. I remember like when PS2 was out and people always assume or try to guesstimate where the next Grand Theft Auto would take place. It's like, it'd be cool if it was San Diego, like when they talk about Japan or something. But if it was actually someplace and you know the streets,
yeah,
that would be sick. But I just find it funny that anybody publicly. It's an article. He never beat the game. He says he may be grasping at straws, but this one website put a whole article about it.
That's
and they published
terrible.
it. And it's like a weird thing to get behind that you're very anti-police. Like in some aspects, but like as the whole, that's a weird stance to take.
That's terrible. That's a terrible reason not to like a game.
So do you have to help the NYPD in the beginning?
You do. But I mean, you're a superhero, and regardless of what people believe or think about the police, they are supposed to be there for good.
Yeah.
There's
So the idea,
public service.
It's the idealized version.
the idea of a police officer is a good thing, and I'm a pretty left-leaning guy, but I'm also a police supporter, and I think that the majority of the police are trying to do
Their job.
good work and a good job and do the right thing, and that we see a lot of the pieces of shit because that comes out, and that's good that it's coming out now. But
Yeah.
to pick a reason to not like a game, that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah. And
That's ridiculous.
between that and the puddle, those are the two biggest negative Spider-Man things I've seen.
It's a good game. I mean,
Which
I've
is
only
a
got to
good
play for a
thing.
few hours, but I've had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
I've told friends that it's a mix. To me, it's obviously going to get a lot of Arkham comparisons, and online I've seen it get a lot of Arkham
In
comparisons.
reference to combat or else?
Combat, basically. Combat's very fluid.
Yeah.
But to me, it's half Arkham, half Assassin's Creed.
You wouldn't compare it to Infamous at all?
I don't like Infamous.
It's a superhero open world game.
I didn't like
No
it.
comparisons.
And I like this, so for me, there's not a comparison. Which sucked because I really wanted to like Infamous, and I played it. And I played it for probably like 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
And I couldn't
Was
get
it just
into it.
design?
I don't know what it was. You ever just not like something
Yeah.
and you don't know why?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I was expecting too much. I really don't know. Because it's
Yeah.
made by the same people, right? Doesn't Insomniac make Infamous?
I'm trying to remember. That's funny because I played both. I should know. I guess I'll look it up.
But no, it's just like with Assassin's Creed, there's a lot of things you have to go pick up.
Wasn't it Sucker Punch?
Maybe.
They
You're right.
make the-
Insomniac is the game, the first-person shooter game. I like?
Yeah. Played all of Resistance.
Resistance.
The
yeah.
other one, more like Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
Or something.
But I know it's a really fun game. There's a little, like, you play as Peter Parker as well. You know, just play as Spider-Man.
Yeah, I read that in a review that was like a high note actually. That,
Oh, it's pretty cool.
and I heard you actually play well from reading some reviews, which I don't read very many, so I'm excited about this one kind of. Even though I won't pick it up till after Red Dead, because
You should just see what they are on Black Friday.
100%. It'd probably be $10 off.
If you could get it for $40, it'd probably be worth it.
Yeah. I heard you play as spoilers. You play as multiple characters, not just Spider-Man.
I've only played as Spider-Man and Peter Parker so far, so I don't want to know anything
Okay,
further
I was
about
going
that.
to mention some names, but
But
not that it's spoilerific. I think it just switches the narrative around a couple times.
Okay, and that makes sense. But no, the one little cheesy thing is I think it was in BioShock as well. But have you ever played that game that's like the water pipe game where you switch the pipes to make the water flow through?
This one's like a circuit board or something.
It's a circuit board, and you also have plus amps and minus amps. So you have to not only get the electricity going through the circuitry correctly, but you have to get the proper amps.
Did you play that a lot in the game, or was it a reoccurring minigame?
When anytime you're in the lab, and I'll just say the lab because I don't want to elaborate any further because the game is fairly new. But anytime you're in the lab, you can do that. It's a bonus thing. You don't have to. But everything helps to... I mean, it's got a pretty... Not a really intricate skill tree, but it's got a 3-prong skill tree for web slinging, combat, and like innovation.
I know each suit's got something, a special ability, and you unlock it and you can combine it with different suits. If you want or
Yeah, I
something.
haven't got too much into suit customization yet. I just unlocked being able to work on that. Like I said, I think I've only spent like 2 hours. And one of those hours is just flying around New York and
Fucking around.
and yeah, stopping criminals and getting people out of broken cars and
That's cool.
getting cats out of trees.
Is it better open worldness than Arkham City? Did you play Arkham City?
I played Arkham. Is it Arkham Asylum the first one?
Yeah, sorry, and I'm referring to Arkham Knight. Sorry.
I played Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. I didn't play Origins.
Okay. That's
So I
fine.
played those 3. And yes, I enjoy all of them.
Okay, better open world.
It's the same.
Is it really?
There's nothing closed off as of right now.
is it very sparse with things to do, or is there
Not
like the
that
first
I've. Well,
Assassins?
the thing is like in Assassin's Creed when you go up to the Eagle points, so you can see everything.
Yeah.
This there's like there's Oscorp satellites on top of certain buildings, and they're jammed. And so if you go to them and rewire them, basically, or read the frequency, it opens up everything in that area. It's the same idea as
I feel like Infamous did the exact same shit, but again, that was like 10 years ago.
you have to use the analog sticks to match the frequency.
That sounds like Batman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like in Batman 1, where you have to like hack a door, there's like a passcode, but each analog stick will rumble and you got in the right position.
Yeah, basically like that. They did the same thing in Shadows of War when you found certain like relics and stuff. You'd have to
Match the analog.
match the analog things. All kinds of games use it. It's
Yeah,
not,
I'm sure it's not a.
but
Wasn't that first game there probably?
but once you do that, it opens up things like you can go find backpacks that he's over the years because he's an older Spider-Man. I think he's in his late 20s, and he's hidden backpacks all over the city to as he's gone and done stuff. So those are the collecting things you can do.
Oh, so his
Like
collectibles
forgotten
are-
backpacks.
Yeah. What's funny is there's recipes, and I'm wondering if anybody's made the recipes yet. The game's
I'm
been out a
sure.
week.
but not in-game crafting. I thought that's what you meant.
No. I mean, it's written on
Real
a piece of paper,
food.
but you can see the ingredients and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if anybody's made those yet. But no, it's that's one of the collecting things, and then there's just different things. So it's not something that's brand new that never been done before, but it's a really fun game.
That's
I wanted
cool.
to play it tonight. I'm not. I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
He's so disappointed.
Yeah.
that's good. We don't get many good superhero games. A couple Lego games were alright, and the Batman games.
I think Batman's the standard, but I mean,
Mario.
I heard
Superman 64.
I heard there's a cliffhanger, so I'm assuming they're making more.
I don't like
the-
that. But
And the way that this game's been talked about in public opinion and stuff like that, I'm assuming that they're going to make more of them. You might as well if it gets good reviews.
yeah, they got enough source material. But fuck, that'll be PlayStation 5 in 5 years, man.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, is he's got such a big. There's so many
yeah.
villains. I mean, they're using Mr. Negative, and that Mr. Negative was, I think, from the Brand New Day, because I was reading Spider-Man at the time, and that's kind of an obscure villain because he's newer. I mean, everybody knows Rhino and Vulture and all some of these Chameleon and Doc Ock and these classic ones, but Mr. Negative, Paper Girl.
Who's Chameleon?
What?
Do I know Chameleon?
Yeah,
I know the lizard.
he's a shapeshifter.
Do I know him?
If you ever watched a cartoon, or he's one of the early on villains. In the cartoon, he's part of Sinister Six.
May have to see what he looks like.
He's bald. He's got his
Little
face almost
Vulture.
looks like a mask. No, it's like a
Little vulture.
picture. God damn it.
Mysterio.
No.
Damn it.
The promotions for this year are pretty good, though. I've enjoyed them.
What did Parker call Fisk?
Fist.
No, he called him something weird.
Fisty McFisters.
This is what he looked like in the cartoon,
That's Voldemort, Doc.
but he's just a shapeshifter. This is a pretty cool one. It's him behind bars, and he's got like each part of his body is a different person.
Oh, he's a Skrull.
He's a shapeshifter.
So he's Voldemort Skrull.
Sure.
Gotcha. We're gonna have Skrulls soon, aren't we?
Yeah.
Captain
Captain
Marvel.
Marvel.
Yeah. I don't know who was in that. I just saw they had an Entertainment Weekly or something.
Pause that for a second.
Yes.
Katrina was talking earlier this week about Kit Harrington complaining that there's no gay superheroes for Marvel.
Yeah.
And I read somewhere that somebody said the guy that plays Ronan and Legolas's dad.
Yeah.
I heard.
I think he
He's-
means like the character, the source character is gay. Not that there's a gay actor
Oh,
playing
really?
them. Yes.
Are you sure?
That's the way I inferred
Because
it.
there's multiple gay superheroes in the Marvel universe.
But are they using
In
them
cinematic?
in
No, not yet. Unless you count Bucky and Cap's relationship.
I would.
'Cause, man, Bucky's hair.
But
in the
they're all.
Infinity
Let's see,
Wars.
Loki does some weird stuff that they don't film, which is, I would say he's a pansexual, not hetero.
What's
or gay.
pansexual considered?
Pansexual is where you find just people attractive versus what their gender is.
So it's not quite a furry.
I can respect that. I mean,
because he turns into a female horse and lures a mare away when they're building a wall.
Oh, you're talking about Loki in like Norse mythology.
I didn't see that part in the movie.
They skipped over that. It's in the deleted scenes.
The actor is Lee Pace is the one you're thinking of, right?
I can find he's not
a superhero anyway.
He's a super villain.
Yeah. Not quite so super. He got beat.
But he's going to be in Captain Marvel. He got beat by somebody that was half a god.
Is he for sure in it?
Yeah, there's a picture of him in it.
Okay, I didn't scroll. It's
a prequel. So
and is the second in command in it too? I thought I seen his name.
I think he is, yes.
Because his name's very weird. And I seen a headline basically. I didn't really.
Okay, no, you're right. The way you're correct.
So
what am I correct about?
Kit Harrington is
that we can't have somebody in a Marvel movie who is gay in real life and plays a superhero. I mean, when is that going to happen?
So while you're on your phone, look up gay actors in Marvel movies. I bet you more than one comes up. No, I get it. There can be more inclusiveness. I'm not saying that.
He's calling for representation.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's.
Well, Tessa Thompson, she's bi.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's not. I mean, what's LGBTQ stand for?
Lesbian, gay.
LGB, so lesbian, gay, bi, trans.
Yes.
And what's the Q stand for?
Queer?
I don't know.
That's offensive.
I don't know. I'm serious. I don't know. I have to look it up.
Look it up.
I can't look up like 3 things at the same time.
The fact that we don't know this means we're not being very respectful to other people's identities.
It just means that I don't have my finger on the pulse of
right,
the
I'm
LGBT
not.
Community.
Q
community. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave anybody out. Damn it. No, we're accepting of all lifestyles. I don't pretend to know everything about it. So there's that.
You know, one argument I don't think it's gonna cause strife between us guys, but I'm trying to remember. I don't think it was with Dumbledore, but I remember there's some backlash within the past few months about a straight actor playing a gay character, and why can't Hollywood cast somebody like
there was
a gay actor in a gay part? And I don't know the understanding. They make believing they're pretending to be somebody. Why would that actual actor have to be what the character is?
What they're saying is that there isn't enough representation for that group in Hollywood, so they're taking it away instead of providing it to somebody who could actually portray it.
I don't think they're giving a fair opportunity to the
Correct.
people that are in that lifestyle.
I can see that, but the fact that those people would argue that Dumbledore has to be played by 5% of Hollywood.
Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgendered, and queer.
Okay.
Or questionable, or questioning.
Okay.
So, ha.
Yeah. I think it was brought up when somebody was going to play a transsexual in a movie. And then it was pointed out that Jared Leto played one and won an Academy Award for it. And
who was that? It was probably Scarlett Johansson.
It was for the new one that she bowed out of it.
And I see that one because that's a woman playing a man. I get that because that's just sex. And same thing if you're playing a different race. But to pretend like it's weird. If you write a gay part that you have to cast an actual gay person, like they're the ones who can portray it, strikes me as odd.
I think once we get, if we ever get to this point, I think once we get to a point where there's fair representation of everybody, then it won't matter if a gay or a straight person plays a gay or a straight person in a movie.
I'm fine
right.
with.
But since we're in a point where we don't have fair representation,
people are siloed.
You have to give these people that are a minority every opportunity to be able to play those roles because they're not getting those opportunities now.
Well, in this case, is Lee Pace gay?
He is.
Is he getting straight roles?
I'm sure he is.
Who?
No, I get what you're saying.
The guy who played the Elf King.
Okay.
it shouldn't matter, but
Yeah.
it does.
The fact that I don't
Right.
Does
know
that make sense?
what he was,
No.
and I couldn't care less if he is in real life versus what he plays. Like, I think that's the most like equal and fair way
Their
to
job
look
is
at
to
it.
pretend.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get you. I'm not for, you know,
I wouldn't ostracize any group. Like, that's weird. So if they are one way or are another, I think they should all be equal up to the part. I mean,
yeah, I agree. But the point is they're not.
Casting's
right now,
just
so-
not that way. And they fall back on, oh, well, we had so-and-so in mind for this part. And, you know, they're kind of closing the door on any other person who could have done a good job.
Yeah.
Like I was having a conversation with Lacey today about Michael B. Jordan being considered for Superman. And
We'll get to the Superman and Batman thing today.
And we were kind of, I didn't know where she was going. She just said that she couldn't see it. And I was like, well, he did great as Killmonger. You know,
He was really good.
He
in
has
that
a really
movie.
great range as an
And he's got
actor.
the perfect physique for it, too. That guy is
and I
jacked.
think more important for them that he'd put butts in seats
Yeah.
because he's got a name. He's probably going to be one of the wealthiest, like highest paid actors probably.
Well,
in the next
He's
decade.
definitely a premier.
Because what are they
actor.
doing? They blowing up the DC universe again and trying to revamp it all?
I don't think they're getting rid of Gal Gadot or any of the other people. I think it's just Batman and Superman.
Okay, so they're just going to end the Justice League line?
I think they're restructuring. You see John Hamm out there pushing for Batman.
Good for
pretty hard.
him.
I prefer him for Omni-Man myself, but
I think he's a little bit older, unless they were going to go with an older Clark Kent.
he's Batman's Bruce Wayne.
Sorry, I don't know what I'm thinking.
And Ben Affleck was already playing an older Bruce Wayne.
That's true.
I mean, they have to be close to the same age. I bet you Ham's a little older. John Hamm age.
Well, I never watched Mad Men, so I don't know.
He's 47.
Okay.
I never watched Mad Men either.
But he's a great actor.
He can be funny too.
And scary.
Ben Affleck is 46.
Why don't they just get Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play him? He already played Batman's dad. If they looked alike, that would make sense.
That's an older dude too. Who'd be? I'd be fine with that.
And then you have him just being the comedian again.
I guess there are Walking Dead promotions right now promoting Rick's final season.
Yeah, Rick's Last Days.
Yeah.
So they're actually pushing it as to get people to watch it. Like,
Yeah.
that's the selling point.
I mean, it's the viewership has dwindled a little bit, but I mean, it's still the highest watched cable show.
yeah, no, I mean, even if they dip a couple million, they're still
It'll be
By far.
fine.
Yeah,
I wonder what will be that next big, like since Big Bang is ending, and Game of Thrones is ending.
What's next, Colt? It's not going to be American Gods, I can tell you that.
No,
That thing's
show's
a
falling
mess.
apart.
Which is disappointing.
Westworld's got a big following. What are we watching?
Oh, Aaron Paul just got added to their
I saw
cast.
that. Aaron Paul was cast in the next season of Westworld.
that's cool.
I haven't watched a single episode of it.
He tried to go to movies for a while, and he's like, I gotta fall back to TV.
Yeah, probably.
He was in Big Love.
Oh, was he before
Mhm.
Breaking?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen him in something before Breaking, but I don't remember what.
All I can think of is the word bitch whenever I see his name.
Yeah, bitch.
He was so good in that show. That show was just great. We're
What?
one episode
good
behind
writing.
on Saul,
Solly.
but it's a good season. It's a really good season.
I like it.
It's starting to feel more like Breaking Bad.
It's gearing up for something big, you can just tell.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm really jealous.
I can't believe that DC's doing this right now. That it's kind of just.
Did
I mean, I can believe that it's falling apart.
Well,
Henry Cavill decide this? I
he's going to be the Witcher.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't see. I read somewhere that he had some weird tweets. Didn't look into that on the day that he announced. Did he announce that he wasn't going to be Superman no more? And then Warner Bros. Kind of confirmed it. And then his manager said, "Well, Cape's still in the closet."
Yeah,
Well-
that's about it.
So and then he put out some weird tweet, which I didn't care to look up.
Well, they advised that they weren't going to do any Superman movies for a while.
Maybe
After-
that's what it was, and he just stepped away. He's like, I'm out. He's a pretty big name now.
I wonder if he was under contract for 3 films, and he's like, "Well, not
3
paying me
films?
that money." And how many has he been in?
3.
Okay, yeah.
Leading, what,
I mean-
1?
Yeah, but after being in, I wonder how much,
Co-lead in it.
I wonder if he got paid a
Yeah.
buttload more for being in Mission Impossible.
That was supposed to be really good too. But I haven't watched the last. I don't know how many. So it's
I
like
think
Same
I saw
boat.
the first one.
I think at some point in time, just watching them all in order is going to be awesome.
When it's all over,
Yeah, to
like
be
in
honest-
20 years from now,
I mean, I'm not going to jump in and watch this one now.
because Tom Cruise is going to do that until he's dead.
I did watch about 20 minutes of the one. I actually watched the scene where he was on the tallest tower in Dubai, and I was that is some fucked up shit. I
heard they got progressively better as they went on, which is kind of a weird thing because that doesn't happen very often.
No.
even like 1 and 2 were good. I've been watching most of 1.
Did you watch the trailer for? Is it called Slaughterhouse?
No, I meant to. Simon Pegg and
Yeah.
Nick Frost.
It looks pretty neat.
Do you know who's directing it? It's not.
It's not Edgar Wright.
Okay.
I heard Edgar Wright's up for Bond.
He wants to be Bond?
No, up for because Danny
Yes,
Boyle.
he wants to be Bond.
Danny Boyle walked away.
Really?
Yeah.
Does Danny Boyle still make
Or
movies?
did
I
Daniel
think he
Craig
just does
push him
Olympics.
away?
What
He was like the producer of the London Olympics.
was he?
Yeah. I don't know why I remember that. Well, it was very like showy. They had a lot of big performances. They had Daniel Craig jumping out of the airplane with the Queen.
What?
London, the 2012 London Olympics.
No.
You don't remember?
No.
I remember for some reason like that was one Olympic, like the opening ceremony I watched. Like Mr. Bean had a whole skit. There was a lot of like cameo, like celebrities doing shit.
I don't really get into the Olympics.
He's directed A Fantastic Fear of Everything in 2012 and then Slaughterhouse Rules in 2018.
Wow.
His name is Crispian Mills.
Crispian?
Tell me
Crispin?
how you would pronounce this. Crispian. Crisp.
I wonder if he makes the I sound. Crispin? I don't know.
No idea. I would just say Mr. So-and-so.
Mr. C.
What?
What?
I'm already out. Sorry.
So, and was there actually a word that what's his name doesn't want to be Batman no more?
Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Well, I think he's in rehab. I don't think he's saying much of anything that he wants it to.
Is he?
Again, I think he was, yeah.
I mean, I wonder what he's under contract for though. If he has a real say, DC was smart. They would have got whoever's going to be the next Batman in for. I know he's been in 3 now, I guess.
Well, I know Affleck has a bigger hold of that DC stuff because he was supposed to direct the Batman
Right.
and all that. Yeah, we're getting no new Batman movies and no new Superman movies, but we're getting 2 new Joker movies that nobody asked for.
Yeah.
Opposite spectrums?
I haven't just watched Dark Knight again. I will so much enjoy those movies more than anything with the new Batmans.
Well, because isn't Mark Maron going to be in one of them?
Yeah, Mark Maron got cast.
As Commissioner Gordon.
Did he really?
Wasn't
As
it?
Commissioner? I don't know if it was Commissioner Gordon.
I think that's
They're
who he was
replacing
supposed to
Commissioner
be.
Gordon already?
Separate. This is the Joaquin Phoenix one.
And how separate is it? I figured it actually called same universe, different Joker.
Well, I don't know since we have
But if you have 2 Commissioner Gordons, that immediately
we have Jared Leto and Joaquin Phoenix.
yeah. But you know how there's in the comic book there's 3 Jokers. Wouldn't it be a cool twist at the end of this one if it was in the same universe and the 2 Jokers meet?
That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, but if you have 2 Commissioner Gordons, you can't do that.
Like, who else would he play?
I don't know. A gangster, a low-level thug.
Victor Zsasz.
I like how the picture is him in the ring from Glow with Joker sitting next to him.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Glow is excellent.
Can that
by
show
the
just
way.
come back?
I like that. I like that show. That's getting another season.
Yes, it is.
That's worth a watch, man. I love that show. Come on, Katrina.
Come on.
He doesn't say who he's playing.
Yeah, because it's too not far.
It's too
along enough.
early.
So is Gal Gadot going to be left, or is she going to abandon ship too?
I don't know. Well, I don't think so. That's. I mean, that's
Everyone universally loved her as Wonder Woman, whereas
Yeah.
everybody else, I think they probably received backlash in one movie or another.
do you like Dark Knight more than you like Infinity War?
I think I've said Dark Knight's my favorite comic book movie.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't rewatched Infinity War, but even then, I might put. Like, I loved Avengers 1. Just
You put 1 over 4.
I have to
or
rewatch
3?
4 or 3 again.
I watched it again, and it was just as fucking good. You're watching the whole thing and just like everything
gonna happen.
battle and everybody meeting each other. It's just so iconic.
Yeah.
It's so much more grand than Dark Knight. Like there's just so much there.
I get that. I just like the symbolism of Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, can you dive into the symbolism?
No, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, come on, Corey.
Just
because I'm pretty sure you're quoted on here as going, "I'm not one that dives into the deeper meaning of movies."
No, it's just a lot of things like reverberate, like just themes of everything, like anarchy versus establishment. I don't know.
Where's Alan?
Yeah. There's a lot of just everything about Dark Knight. I think
I love almost that trilogy.
Perfect, and just every time Rachel gets blown up, that scene I think is always fucking pitch perfect. Like the music just stops and she's talking.
Speaking
and boom.
of pitch perfect, we saw Rebel Wilson at Disneyland on Sunday.
You give her a high five?
No.
Oh.
No.
You asked her if she's ever moist?
Dude, we were.
What?
You seen part 3?
No, I haven't.
No.
But I remember that. I remember that trailer.
You haven't seen Pitch Perfect 3 yet?
I'm not fucking Brian.
You guys call yourself Pitch Perfect fans.
I like the first one a lot.
He is.
I like the second one. Okay,
I've never seen him.
that's fine.
I just have to hear these fucking jokes from somebody I work with.
Who?
Not you no more.
I didn't make.
That's
those
why he
jokes.
said
No.
who.
Yeah.
So who do you have to hear him from?
You know who watches that movie?
I only know Brian. Who else watches it?
I'm not going to say on the podcast now.
Is it Danny?
Yeah.
Okay. No, we were at Disneyland this last Sunday, and it was the opening day for the NFL.
Okay.
And fucking Disneyland was dead.
Yep.
I mean, there were still a lot of people there, but
For a Sunday.
15 minutes for a roller coaster?
Sick.
That's not a wait. Yeah, it was awesome.
Good time. That's
Yeah.
the time to go, huh?
Yeah, we went on a ton of shit.
Yeah,
I guess
opening
Shakira
day.
was there that day, too.
Oh, really?
I think I would have rather seen Shakira.
What happens if you go on the Super Bowl?
She's not like she's dancing around the park for everybody.
What's that?
You should go on the Super Bowl.
That's what people say, but it's super busy because that's what people's thoughts are.
But opening...
Well, because if your team's not in the Super Bowl, you may not care to watch.
Yeah, but that's still one of the most watched events around the
Yeah.
world.
Well, I agree, but I'm just saying for people,
That's like people might think that it's not going to be busy on Christmas, and it's fucking packed.
that shit gets closed down.
Yeah, they get full to capacity. When we rode Star Tours, we landed in the land that they're building there. Like, 'cause it's a new.
So the completely made up fiction is already out?
No, it hasn't. It doesn't open until summer of 2019.
No, I mean
But they added footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just the exit planet?
It's just where we landed. Yeah,
Right, because
basically.
you always go to two planets. Like you start place.
There's
two
a bigger
planets,
variety of
end
places
place.
now because they've added footage from the last two movies, and
God, last time I went, I don't think they had any new movie. So
we dove down with like those crystal foxes, and then we actually did the attack of where the walkers are coming at you.
well, that's pretty sick.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they've added a lot.
That's cool.
Oliver was very excited.
Yeah,
How many times would you think on average, like when somebody crunched the math, how many times on average you have to go in to see everything?
I don't know, but like at the beginning, you can get like several different holograms. Now there's Leia, there's Poe Dameron, there's Yoda.
Nice.
You can also get stopped by stormtroopers or Vader or Kylo Ren, or it's a big variety.
Pretty sick.
They put a lot into it. I think the only thing that we didn't go on was Space Mountain.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
Halloween
it got
time.
shut down.
Splash Mountain?
We went on Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, Pirates, Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise, Alice in Wonderland.
It's a Small World.
It's a Small World. There was no wait for It's a Small World, which
It's
is
so old. How long before that gets torn out?
never. I don't
Never.
think it'll ever be torn down.
I like.
It's
me,
such an odd part of the park.
Not only that, is he made that ride. I don't think they'll ever knock down anything that he did himself.
So he had no hands in Pirates.
That was his last ride he made.
Okay, because they completely. For all intents and purposes, that ride is 50% new.
I'd say more like 30.
They've added things in.
There's a lot of just change. I mean, I know Johnny Depp every other scene, but
The entire entry is the same. There's the two drops are the same. The whole first part is the same, where you see the first guys that battled.
They added the chest to the treasure room.
They added a chest to the treasure room, but the first, like the skeleton with all the gold around him, that's the same. The pirates on the ship, that's where the rain's blowing, is the same.
They just changed it to Barbossa's voice.
Yeah, the battle between the ship and the thing is the same. They just added Barbossa's voice.
They took out Davy Jones.
Yeah, they took out Davy Jones.
that little mist.
Yeah.
What's there now?
Nothing.
Why would they take something out like that?
There is something there, but it's not the same type of thing. It's just a pirate.
That's odd.
That's
That's a cool effect.
This is cool too. It's a pirate, and it's when you're going up to it, it's a skeleton. But as you turn to go around it, it turns into a face. It's just a mirror effect where you can't see the mirror, but as you turn, it goes from a skeleton to a human face.
Okay,
It's pretty neat.
Nice. They
At
put
some
in the
point
lady
time-
pirate.
So you think It's a Smile will never ever change?
They may update. Like they've added.
They put the characters in the
they
ride
put
now.
the characters from the
Pinocchio and
Lilo and Stitch are in the Hawaiian area and the Islander area.
Okay, yeah, I feel like I've seen some little Easter egg characters planted in.
yeah. You all right over there?
No, I just started getting really bad stomach pain.
That's
Really
not too
bad.
Poor
Poopy
Robert.
time.
What time are we at?
36.
No, it's not pooping time. It's
Pain. We didn't go to Town, did we? Break time?
I don't know.
Did I poison you?
Maybe.
Well, if you're not dead, it didn't work.
Not dead yet.
I'm joking.
But we didn't ride Indiana Jones.
We didn't.
No, and then we rode some stuff at Brian and I rode Guardians of the Galaxy Escape. Nobody else wanted to ride it, and it was only a 20-minute wait, so we went and got on it. And there's no more Bugs Life area. They're knocking all that down.
Really?
Yeah,
It's Marvel.
They're gonna make it all Marvel stuff.
Well, I guess you gotta get rid of something.
Yeah, I mean, there's like they also shut down ESPN Zone, Rainforest Cafe, the movie theater. That whole end is gone. They're gonna knock it all down and build another hotel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Things are changing.
Yeah, and like it's not as like it is in Florida where there's just swampland you can build on.
Is Tom Sawyer's Island still unchanged?
It's a pirate island.
To be honest, I haven't been there on the island since I was a kid, and I always remember going over and just fucking running around wreaking havoc, and it was fun. It's crap.
It's still fun. I haven't been on there in maybe a couple of years, but it's still fun.
So every time, like since I went with you, I've never been to that island. So it's like such an old memory. I feel like it doesn't even exist.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
Oh.
What do you got, Katrina? I know you had some stuff written down.
Well, I had two things. There was a student that got a settlement because his girlfriend declined a music scholarship for him. Did anybody hear about that?
Yes, I saw that.
Nope.
This is not recent news.
No, I didn't say it was recent news.
Oh.
I just thought it was interesting. Never mind.
Yeah, she made up like a rejection letter or something.
She created an email address. So first she intercepted an email that her
It was like a
boyfriend
very
got.
prestigious.
Yeah,
music
it was
school.
worth $50,000 a year. It would have progressed his career. He's a clarinetist in Canada.
Was this an ex-girlfriend or?
No, it was his current girlfriend at the time.
She didn't want him to leave.
She didn't want him to leave. So she gets this email that he receives. She's in his email account. She declines the offer from this very prestigious conductor. And she creates an alternate email, sending an email to her boyfriend saying, oh, you didn't make it into the program. And so he goes along his merry way in life and they break up. And then he goes and performs for this, conductor again for another thing that he was trying to get. And the guy basically said, hey, why did you snub me like years ago? And the guy's like, what are you talking about? You're the one who told me I couldn't come to the program. So then he finds out that what happened is his girlfriend screwed him over. So he took her to court and got $350,000 for lost.
That she's not going to be able to pay.
That she didn't show up for.
Yeah.
She didn't even go to the trial.
So she declared bankruptcy? Is that how it works?
She's not going to pay it.
I declare bankruptcy.
You could try to take her to collections, but they'll garnish her wages, I guess, when she starts earning money.
That's interesting. I
So
wonder.
she's probably just going to start dealing drugs.
I wonder if she could have denied it. Like, do they have forensic evidence that?
They probably have.
They have the email account, and they were able to trace that back to who it belonged to. Because when you sign up for an email account, you got to put down personal
So
information.
she made a fake email to do what?
To pose as the guy that was providing the scholarship. She made it a little bit different.
And then she sent a letter saying, you've been rejected. So if JC sent something back, she would have just kept on like, no, don't bother me. No. That
That's fucked.
I thought that was pretty messed up.
The amount of work to do that.
Love, man. Love makes you do crazy things.
It wasn't that strong of love, now was it?
No.
Selfish love.
That's why I shouldn't throw that out like when they're breaking up. Like, oh yeah? Well, I'm glad I fucking threw away your scholarship now.
Who says she didn't?
Wasn't there like a good story? Like he's doing fairly well.
Oh, right? He's doing very well. But the thing is that she delayed his career by like 10 years. And so he was recouping those expenses that he would basically they had this professor guy come and testify at his trial that how much money he actually
on the homeless man.
We've talked about it a little bit, but I don't know if anything else has happened since.
Well, I know that those I don't know if they've been indicted yet, but I heard that they're going to be.
Okay, nice.
The couple, yeah.
That they were actually like
they were in the wrong.
But what man, what's the word? Just like not courage, but balls that you have to fucking go on television, like and say, like we have the money and we're just not giving it to him for his own good. Like we do it all over, like crying on TV.
Because
like,
people genuinely feel that they're in the right, so they were punishing him.
Bank account was fucking empty.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers know they spent the money.
Right.
Like, how deluded in your own head do you have to be if you think you're still in the right?
They're thinking he's a bad person. He does drugs.
Like, oh, he's this homeless. They said he was doing drugs. They also said there was money in the account. So who the fuck knows what they were doing? But they're like, this dude's homeless. We're going to be able to pull this over on him because they're going to believe us over here.
Right.
They're just being very shisty.
Yeah. That's fucked.
It's really messed up.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if the whole thing was just a money grab. Like, I don't know if they could have known it would have blown up. Like, I wonder if it started 100% pure, or if there's always something in the back of the mind, like, dude, we can skim off the top.
Is it the pennies from the counter on the?
Maybe they did it together, and he didn't get his fair share, and so he's like,
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, why doesn't that happen? Oh, maybe it does.
I'm sure it does.
You make up some like, fantastic.
Woe is me.
Yeah, this guy
I had to have the surgery.
He saved me, gave me CPR. Let's start a GoFundMe for this hero. And then, I'm sure it happens.
Well, Robert hops out of cars and helps people all the time.
Not all the time, but it did happen today.
You should stop the car before you hop out of it.
Last year it was this. I was pulling up to try to get on the freeway, and there's this car stop there, and there's a girl in it crying, and there's all these guys standing across the street, fucking
taking
watching
pictures
the stalled car. And nobody's running out. So I rolled down my window. I was like, do you need some help? And she said, yes. So I parked and I ran across the street and I pushed her car just off to the side of the road so she wasn't right in the middle of the... And then today, a buddy of mine, we went and got coffee on lunch. And we were coming back on the freeway and there was a car just stopped on the off-ramp. And I was like, hey, we should probably help them, right? He's like, yeah. So he pulled off and we pushed him and I realized how out of shape I am. And I pushed his car like a block.
And you're huffing puffing?
It wasn't even a block. It was like a quarter of a block, but it was rough. And then the guy fucking clicked into gear and the guy drove off. And my buddy was like, what the fuck?
Did he stick his hand out?
He didn't. The lady in the passenger seat did.
You feel a...
He didn't even get out of the car to help us push it first. Like, you know how you pop it into neutral, you open your car.
And then you steer the wheel.
Yeah, you use the wheel. I'm like, people.
That's why you don't help. Like, they ruin it for everybody.
Yeah. No kidding.
Have you guys... Like, this is local stuff. I heard this secondhand from Vic at work, but heard of like I don't know if you call it hit and run, but like a couple teenagers hit a couple ladies and
one was a grandma and she died.
Yeah, did you hear the whole thing behind it? Because I heard it because
where did it happen?
His
west side east side of the town we live in. I don't want to say it out loud.
Okay.
Yeah, so he knows somebody whose kid was one of the ones in the car.
Oh yeah.
Well, his fiance or whatever, roommate. Yeah, works.
Are they engaged?
No, I was trying to think of a nice term because roommate doesn't sound like they're in a relationship. But it's one of those things. I only question a little bit. More or less, it boiled down to a teenager, 16-year-old, got beat up by a couple kids somewhere. I think it was in his own neighborhood, and then he knows one of the kids is like a drug dealer who beat his ass. So he recruits two of his friends, I guess, I don't know, tougher kids, I don't know. And they like set up they want to go buy some drugs. Like they not really don't want to, but they know the kid sells drugs. So they go to his house and there's commotion. The guy won't come out of the house. He knows the 3 kids want to beat him up. So, but I don't know. I guess it caused a scene in the front yard, and 2 ladies walking, a mother and a daughter, try to get in the middle, stop it. Eventually, by the end of it, I don't know how it boiled down, but the 3 teenagers who went there to buy drugs / beat up the drug dealer got in the car and ran over the 2 ladies.
Yeah, one of them died.
Yeah, and apparently blood everywhere. Like, it was bad. I don't know if they had a...
How do they run them over?
I questioned it. As we had a discussion about it for a minute, but for one, I don't know if the full details. I'm hearing this, I was like, fourth hand. I don't know if the news had anything different. In my mind, if they were standing just in front of the car, like trying to stop the kids, never do that shit.
I'd like to say something real quick.
But
we actually live in a town that has very little crime.
Yeah, this is a one-off. But I'm guessing the kids almost had to have like not a running start, but like a bit of a start, because I heard from what the ladies, one body went flying tremendously.
If you would have fallen down and the tire went over your head, there'd probably be a lot of blood.
Probably. I think this one was like a bounce off.
If her body
the
went
hood.
flying, that means he would have had to been going at a really high speed to...
Yeah. I don't know if it happened like they turned around, came back, and swung over the sidewalk. I actually have no idea. But...
well, those kids' lives are over.
Well, so I guess the one kid who was driving turned... No, yeah, okay. I'm going to mess this up. So this is the one who's related to the person we know. Or the kid, whatever. He was in the backseat. He's the one who got beat up. He's the one who used his phone to text the drug dealer. But he went to the police and said, hey, I wasn't the driver. I was just in the car, backseat or whatever.
Yeah, but he started the initiation of the whole process.
He gave his friends' names up to the police, and they let him go. And then I guess 2 days later, the prosecutor decided that when they found out it was a failed drug exchange and there was a murder that happened alongside of it, that's enough to charge all 3 kids with first-degree murder.
That's not first-degree murder.
Well, I
think it's more manslaughter.
I think the driver must have intended to
hit the person.
Yeah.
If that's the case, but the guy in the back seat will end up getting manslaughter.
Right.
Maybe. And then the 3rd kid, who has never been mentioned at all, gets the same charge. How do you feel? And so the 16-year-old is going to be, at least they say, I don't know.
They're all going to be tried as an adult.
Tried as an adult. So,
because they had the intent to go there to cause harm. They went to the kid's house, even though he's a drug dealer.
Yeah, but nothing happened to that kid.
The drug dealer, I don't think, has any charges.
Right. No, I understand that. But the kid who got beat up by the drug dealer got a couple of his cronies together to go to that guy's house to beat him up to get him back.
Yeah.
So in that process, something else happens, causing a death.
So
now,
that's not premeditated murder.
No, it's not premeditated murder. But the problem is, well, not for the driver. If he intentionally targeted somebody to cause harm, it doesn't matter that the person died or not. Well, it matters that they died, because then it's going to be murder.
Yeah.
Also, the person that was driving fled the crime. The people that are passengers, they can't be charged with a hit and run, I don't think, because they weren't driving. You can't stop and jump out of the car.
Do you remember the story about the 3 teens, 2 went in,
yes.
went in the house, and then they got killed, but the driver got charged with murder? I think if you're in the act of committing a crime, the same charge could be applied to everybody, is what...
Okay.
I actually don't know the law, but I think that's why they applied. So,
well, they're also going to get charged with the drug charge too, because that was the catalyst for causing the whole situation.
Probably. They
went there with the intention of completing a drug deal, which was a ruse to complete an assault.
We were trying to determine what's considered first and second degree to manslaughter earlier in the week. Not a recorded conversation, but there were some ways that it was like, you could be charged with manslaughter even if you were following the law and something happened where you accidentally killed somebody. And we're like, that's fucked up. Like if somebody ran out from behind a car.
Manslaughter.
Vehicular manslaughter.
Right. No, but that's why. I mean,
well, if I'm driving, obeying the traffic laws 100%, and somebody runs out from behind something and I can't see them and I hit them and they die, should I be charged with anything?
That's interesting, because no matter what, you could say the pedestrian's not at fault, or usually a vehicle's at fault. But I don't know. I don't know where it gets murky there.
Manslaughter is unlawful killing that does not involve malice or a forethought. Intent to seriously harm or kill or extreme reckless disregard for life. So there has to be an absence of malice for it to be considered manslaughter.
So if you
it's
run in-
unintentional. So you are driving your car, a kid runs out into the street and you hit it, and they die, it's still manslaughter.
That's interesting. Does manslaughter carry could be a minimum sentence of
That's so bogus.
A week?
I don't think that's right.
But see,
Because I've known people that have hit and killed people.
But then again, it's manslaughter, but it only matters if a prosecutor actually decides to
there's
prosecute.
voluntary manslaughter and then there's involuntary manslaughter.
Okay, so I'm driving down the road. I hit a drunk driver. They hit me. They die. I get charged with manslaughter.
Do you hit them or they hit you?
Because that would be he killed himself in one way.
It doesn't
Right.
matter.
It does matter.
So okay, a drunk stumbles into the middle of the intersection, or a drunk's walking across the freeway, and I hit them because I know this has happened. If you're driving on the freeway and there's a drunk walking across the freeway and they get hit,
I think it depends on the terms. So if there's a drunken person and they're inebriated, they fall into the street and you hit them,
we know a person that we work with. I'll just say he has black hair and glasses. You can figure out who he is because I don't want to say his name on here. His mom down the street from here killed a child when she was younger, hitting them on the street. And nothing ever happened.
I wonder if
she has to live with that her whole life.
Right. I wonder if it's all in the eyes of the prosecutor because they have 100%.
Well, with this particular situation, it's going to be intentional act, accidental result. So he probably intentionally tried to hit them with the car to get away, but didn't intend for her to die, but she did. So it's going to be murder.
Second? First?
Um,
That gets a little iffy. Is second degree murder?
I think first degree murder is premeditated.
Yeah. So would it be second degree under that aspect if he did not premeditate to run her? I don't know.
That was done in the moment. He probably didn't make the decision that he wasn't going over to that neighborhood to run her over. That wasn't his intent.
I find it hard to charge somebody with something when they were 100% obeying the law. I'm skipping over this conversation.
No, and that would probably most likely happen. If it was something where you didn't have any negligence or you had no way to
I don't think any
impact
charges
the
would be brought up against
situation,
you.
they wouldn't charge you. It's where there is negligence. So were you looking at your phone? Were you driving under the influence when this happened? Is there any negligence on your part?
That makes sense.
Another thing, I forgot all about the story. We didn't talk about it last time, though. Lady cop.
Shooting the guy in his own house?
Yeah, did we talk about that? Or was that...
Before we get on to that, I'm just going to say that I've stopped reading a lot of the news.
That's why, it's not I understand, you don't read a lot of the horrible.
It's just people
I like how they searched his apartment.
Did they? They tried to find something?
Oh, they found marijuana.
See, I didn't hear that, and that makes me even more mad. So, do you know anything about this?
Yes. She lives on the 3rd floor. He lives on the 4th floor. She thought she was going into her apartment, sees this dark shadow, shoots it.
Yeah, she had a 15-hour shift. It looks identical, except for a floor mat, which, think about, I guess.
But...
Yeah, so he put the doors open, sees somebody, shoots first, asks questions later.
They
Flips
used
on the lights.
to date?
Huh?
Did they used to date? Was that part of the thing?
No, I
they didn't
heard
know
that
each
she
other.
pounded on the door and told him to open the door from witnesses.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what I heard is she tried to key and it was open. She got spooked. Drew
That's what
guns.
she
She's
says.
saying. But there was neighbors that heard her pounding on the door.
Telling him to open the door.
Oh, that's interesting. The worst part about this that I thought was that she didn't get arrested for 3 days. When you walk into somebody else's house, shoot them twice in the chest, and they die,
She's not being held either.
whether you're a cop or not. What do you mean?
She's not in custody.
Did she
I
post
thought
bail?
she posted $300,000 bail.
Well,
Maybe that's how, because she was...
you saw that California's doing away with bail, right?
with cash bail?
Yeah.
I think it goes on the ballot, right?
I thought they already approved it.
I thought it still needed to go through.
What sucks is its bail is only for the poor. I mean,
Right. It's meant to incarcerate the poor,
I've seen, I think, God,
unlawfully keep them in detention.
one of the news shows, comedy news shows covered it, so that's how I get all my news. But I thought it was funny that there was a group of bail bondsmen, whatever their coalition is, we're going to fight this every step of the way.
Well, yeah, because then they're going to lose a ton of fucking money.
There are 7,000 bail bondsmen in the state who you're trying to put out of work. Fuck you, 7,000 assholes. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, taking advantage of people.
Right.
Yeah, so I have I don't know why that was a thing. Everything I heard about the bill, I'm yes, yeah, fuck yeah.
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 I mean, you should
A lot of states are pushing to get rid of cash bail.
Yeah, getting like that's weird.
For a nerdy podcast, we talk a lot
Took
about
a fast turn.
politics and
Yeah,
Well, it's ethics. Like,
business ethics.
yeah. You hear about that fish that was found 26,000 feet underwater?
No,
New fish?
no.
Yeah.
a new fish,
Brand new
or they
fish,
just
or
had
they
never seen it
rediscovered a
before.
fish?
No, they sent down like a new species of or type of fish in a species they already know about. I don't know. But yeah, so they sent a little camera probe thing down to the depths. I don't know what canal.
Mariana Trench.
You know this? You read this?
No.
Well, no, the Mariana Trench is the deepest
Right. Part of the ocean.
part of the ocean.
Okay.
That's where the kaiju are
Well,
come from.
I couldn't confirm that's the trench they're in, but yeah, like 6 miles deep. I guess they got a
That
little,
is Mariana's Trench.
okay. They got a little light and a little. It said bait, and they recorded this little. I think it's almost bioluminescent.
When you get down there that deep and there's no light.
Yeah, what I'm trying to call it, like a gooey fish. So if
Gooey fish.
it was to come up to the surface,
Gelatinous?
it would just melt because the only thing keeping it together is the 26,000 feet
The
of
pressure?
Oh, wow.
on its body. So they can never bring it up for research, not intact. Which
Just
is kinda
observe it through a
interesting.
lens.
So
Yeah.
they gotta go down there and research it.
They're not going to send anybody down there.
When we were driving back from Disneyland, Brian and I were talking, and I can't remember what I was listening to, but it was like, what's the highest point on the planet?
Everest. I don't know how high it is.
Okay. And what's
that
the
the question?
lowest point? Is Mariana's Trench.
And where does that go? Is you think it's deeper than?
No, what is the difference between the highest and lowest parts?
Oh, in terms of like measure from low to high.
Yeah, it's like 12 miles,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy, isn't it? To
Yeah.
think that the highest and lowest points on Earth are that close, where you could just like walk that in an afternoon.
Could just walk in an afternoon, dude.
No, I mean,
try
obviously,
walking
in a
Everest.
linear line, like in a straight line down the
Yeah,
street, you could.
but I mean, if you think about 12 miles straight, fucking up or down, like that is. I know it doesn't sound like much horizontal.
No, it doesn't sound like anything horizontally, but
but
vertically,
fucking up or
yes.
down, that does seem like
A lot of pressure.
a lot to me. Fuck,
You're
can you
gonna
imagine
fly
walk-
soon.
Can you imagine walking 6 miles straight down, or swimming 6 miles straight down into water? How long that would fucking take?
No.
Jesus
I mean,
Christ!
you would die.
No, say you had
Fatigue of body.
you had Dr. Manhattan's body, and you're fucking swimming straight down. Fuck, that'd be crazy. Do it.
No, I'm good. I have no desire to hike Everest or swim in her trench.
That's what's called her trench.
Mariana, that's a name, right? I mean, it was named after somebody or something.
Who discovered it?
Yeah, who discovered it?
No.
I think it's like
Mariana.
San Diego being a whale's vagina.
Whale's vagina.
I think agree to disagree.
Nah.
Nah. I witnessed my first homecoming ask in public.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
And it was really weird. It was at the end of the Incredicoaster.
Okay.
So me and Parker come off,
Sweet ride, by the way.
and
Is it the roller coaster just rebranded?
yes.
We'll talk about it in a second.
Anyways, so you guys take off to go on the roller coaster, and I'm sitting there with Parker, and Parker's getting really excited because Elastigirl comes out and she's gonna do pictures.
Okay.
And then so I look to my right, and there's this guy holding this ridiculous sign, and what did it say? It
You
said,
took a picture?
No, I wrote down what it said, like right after it happened, because I knew I was going to forget.
Okay.
Okay. Homecoming would be incredibly rough without you, was what it said on this huge, like, poster thing. And he had, like, a stuffed dog with him. So he asked this girl to homecoming. And, you know, she said yes. Because I don't know if there would be anybody who had the...
That reminds me about something that
Gall.
Brian told me about Spider-Man.
Anyways. And then this random girl asked if she can take a picture of them. It's like, I don't know if she knew them. It didn't seem like it.
That's weird.
And she's just like, oh, that's so cute. And then I see this mom on the other side,
Was
and
there a
she's
slow
like,
clap?
oh. No, there was like,
That's-
not really anybody paying
that was
attention.
a perfect moment for a slow clap.
You
And I'm-
should have.
And I'm just watching this unfold, and I'm just like, why are they doing this? Like, I don't understand this whole pressure cooker.
For
Is it
homecoming?
like, I don't.
I didn't go to any high school dances.
My thing is that you're gearing this small little thing up into this incredible like moment, and then you're just kind of setting yourself up for that's not going to happen every time.
Katrina Swathwood, moment killer.
I've seen a couple things online. Is making a big like bolsterous like
Like, what if she really doesn't want to go?
promposal, is that like a thing? Making a
For some people, it is. Yeah,
because I've seen it on like multiple like times ago went wrong on the internet, and I should have known that was a thing till the internet.
like now they got to carry this fucking poster around all day.
It's like gender reveal parties.
Like I'm pretty sure we all know you're male, Robert. Why do you have to come out
So
like that?
I didn't read it, but Brian was telling me that a fan of the Spider-Man game got with Insomniac ahead of time and asked if they could put something into the game, asking his girlfriend to marry him. So it's on like a billboard in the game, and she said no.
Wah, wah, wah.
That's fucked.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, what if you are this person and you really don't want to go with this person?
You say yes, and then once you leave, you say, I'm not going with you. That was ridiculous.
Like,
That
If
may
you
be
wanna hurt
true.
their
If
feelings,
you don't
or
want
you
to
could
make
just
that
say
whole day
no.
awkward, that is like the best advice. Like
Our
just
friend Joe broke up with his girlfriend at Disneyland
and just took
left.
off.
way to make an awkward fucking day.
No, so the Incredicoaster is the exact same roller coaster as
Right.
far as like the roller coaster is, but they added a bunch of tubes, and what the thought process is Jack gets away. You saw Incredibles 2, right?
Yeah.
Jack gets away and he has all these powers. So like you're chasing after Jack. So when it launches, it's like Dash running in the water, so the water sprays up all the way down.
That's cool.
And then you go in a bunch of different tubes where different characters in Incredibles are trying to catch
Jack.
like
Jack.
one Mr. Incredible is like breaking through the tube trying to catch him. Elastigirl's trying to catch him, and it's pretty cool.
Is it playing the theme music to Incredibles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's pretty
Is
cool.
the whole pier redone, or is it mostly
They
just that?
redid the entire pier.
So all that like 1930s like promotional like muscle tattoo.
Yeah,
parlor.
that's
It's
gone.
all gone.
That's all
it's
gone.
all Pixar now.
Okay, that's cool.
There's still games and stuff there, but it's all Pixar.
Way more relevant, I think. To
Yeah. Well, I
kids
mean,
going there.
it was California Adventure, and it still is, but now it's much more Disney inspired.
I think kids will probably like it better.
Yeah.
Do adults still get a drink?
Oh yeah, there was a line longer than some of the rides for
Then
beer.
everybody's happy.
Well, they said that they're gonna start serving alcohol in the cantina at the Star Wars land.
Yep.
It'll be the first place at Disneyland you can buy besides Club
Do
33.
you think you're allowed to leave Star Wars Land with the drink?
Yes. I think you'll be able to go anywhere.
So they're gonna sell it elsewhere? Or you have to go all
No.
the way to Cantina Land and
You
then
probably have to go there. But everywhere else in every other Disney park, you can buy alcohol and walk
Yep.
around.
Yeah. It's just wait like
Wine and food
in
festival.
California Adventure, can you buy alcohol from multiple vendors?
Yes.
So
That whole pier area where the sourdough they have margaritas
Right.
and stuff there
So that'll be one thing that's different, and you have to travel.
Yeah, but I mean,
during their
that's gonna
holiday
be the
celebration.
biggest part of either of the parks is that Star Wars area. It's the biggest expansion they've ever done. It's increasing the park size by 30-something%.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's huge. If you go up the, it's not the Swiss Family Treehouse anymore, but it's a Tarzan
Tarzan.
Treehouse.
You can
Yeah.
see
If you go
it.
to the top, you can look and see a lot of
The
it.
scaffolding and the
Nice.
Or if you look left when you're on the
Big Thunder Mountain.
not big Splash Mountain.
Oh, that too.
One little thing we got to cover. It's kind of important.
Uh-oh.
Last, what do you think about the Beatles?
What do you mean?
What, John McCartney going all crazy and talking about stuff?
John McCartney?
Sorry. No.
Paul McCartney?
Paul McCartney.
No, Ringo McCartney.
Ringo McCartney. I'm just
Yeah.
going to mash them all together.
Ringo Harrison?
Yeah, I read it. I think it made waves on the internet.
I didn't see anything about it.
Okay.
He went a little like Quincy Jones.
What's Quincy Jones do?
Remember when he went all crazy and was talking all this smack about people because he's old and he just doesn't care anymore?
Maybe he did. He had a reveal all interview with
Right.
I don't know what magazine, but it's just a weird thing to admit. I don't know why anybody admits to this, that the Beatles used to circle jerk a lot. Him and John Lennon used to get down and go with friends and get high and
If everybody was into it.
They also did a lot of drugs together.
and it went on like he didn't just admit that, but like it was as I read the transcript of like just doubling down on it, like oh it was a weird time, it was nothing, it was just playful fun. Now that I think about it, it is a little bit weird, but no, I'd do it again. It's so fucking weird. Like,
Different times, man.
how like it makes you think "Come Together" is a weird song now.
Is that your ending joke? Are you being serious?
Now you know you don't know. But as well, it's weird to me. Like I don't know if this is during the LSD times. You know, they write about yellow submarines and walruses. and they ball, whip it out.
Maybe.
But they could have just walked outside and had anybody do that for them.
As long as they weren't doing a Louis C.K., then
They're fine.
they're
No,
fine.
yeah, this is fine. This is a Knights of the Round Table, except
Consensual.
they're not pulling out swords. They're pulling out wings.
I call mine a sword.
I know, like Yoko reacts to this. John can't defend himself, but Paulie named him and John. He's probably fucking rolling over his grave. God, fuck! You're supposed to die. Not tell anybody that shit. Oh, Yoko's gonna be like, what?
Has Ringo said
Do
anything?
you think John would really care?
I don't know what you can imagine.
Like, I'm serious. Like,
Nice.
he's so out there.
He was.
Like, I don't think he would care at all.
You never know.
How old was he when he was shot?
I have yet to see a comment from Ringo.
30s, right?
If I was Ringo, I would stay fucking quiet. I want to be part of that.
Not like we were.
Is he
going
still in
skiing.
Parliament?
Is he? I don't know. Is he drumming for Parliament now? That's a cool band.
Drumming for Parliament?
Yeah.
I'm not cleaning up this mess tonight.
So I'm cleaning it up?
No, we just do it tomorrow.
No, because then Oliver plays with the knobbies.
You can take that.
That's what John Lennon
He
used to
was
do.
40.
He was 40?
Mm-hmm.
He's too young, man. All right, so we've talked we've talked Star Wars Land, Disneyland, Circle Jerks,
I didn't know.
Superman.
You always hear about
Spider-Man.
them, but you know they're actually a thing. Like, it's so weird.
I'm at a
Wasn't that the Limp Bizkit story? On how
I'm
they got their name?
pretty I'm pretty sure that
Oh.
everybody is into something.
Yeah.
It could be mild, it could not be. But if
I
you
just
find
never-
somebody else that's into it too, good for you.
Because the name's so prominent, you figure somebody's doing it. But I never heard of any real person doing that. You hear like rape, molestation, whatever, whacking out, all these weird things. But an actual circle jerk with like
Consensual
story that-
people
that
participating?
like a celebrity admits that they had, is a weird thing to own up to. Like,
Well, Marilyn Monroe, she
she
was
got down with the
honest about all of
president.
her stuff.
Yeah, and she OD'd.
Right, but I'm just saying, she owned what she did. She didn't try to hide it.
Yeah, but I've never heard the circle jerk before.
But there's normal people that are into whatever normal means, that are into weird stuff.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to come out here, Corey.
This is just the first time I actually heard that be like a real story.
Just
with
because you have such vanilla sex doesn't mean that people don't like some freaky shit.
That is true.
I can't imagine the.
Have you ever had a ball gag in your mouth? Corey?
What are you trying to say? You should try it.
He's trying to say that you're
Have
unexciting.
you ever been whipped?
I do not want to even do a circle jerk, Robert. I
No.
want to go past that line.
Have you ever been like spanked? We're going here, Corey.
I don't think you should.
All right.
Be careful.
Well, that'll be this week. Make sure to go donate to the charity. It's the last week, and we'll get those prizes out to all the winners shortly. So that'll be this week. We're out.